My parents disowned me because of my YouTube channel.
Well, this is relatable. Is this about me?
They said, "You're no longer our daughter, so you can't live in our house."
The graphics on that kick, though.
They basically kind of kicked me out.
Basically, I'm pretty sure they physically and metaphorically kicked you out.
How did it come to this? What did I do to make them so upset?
I love this rewind and she's floating in the air telling the story. That's cool.
First of all, I have to say that my parents are super weird.
Weird how? Like they're ghosts or like think they're ghosts? Like imagine your parents thought they were ghosts and like would try like haunting people and people were like, "We can see you."
I'm not exaggerating. Here are some examples of what they used to do. Our kitchen would close at 8 p.m. Literally closed.
Literally closed? This seems like a lot of effort to do on a daily basis.
At 8 o'clock, my dad would lock the door and take away the key. My mom would announce, "If anyone needs water, you have 5 minutes to get it."
Even water? Harsh vibes. If I was her, I would stock up on everything. I'd have a secret fridge in my room.
That happened every day. So I thought it was normal. One day, I was at a friend's house for a pajama party.
What type of sleepover is this? It looks like a nightclub.
Just before we went to bed, my friend said, "My mom left us milk and cookies. Let's go to the kitchen."
She's gonna realize.
Surprised, and I naively asked, "Is your kitchen open so late?"
Oh, awkward.
We weren't allowed to watch Harry Potter films or read its books because according to her, the series promoted sorcery.
I mean, it does, but let me tell you, there's way worse things out there. Parents, Harry Potter is the least of your worries. I loved Harry Potter.
Since sorcery is considered a sin, we had to stay away from Harry Potter films and books. Those are just two of the things we weren't allowed to do.
Wait, is this literal? She's hanging in a cage in a dungeon.
Let me tell you about their ridiculous punishment.
I'm kind of scared.
One time, my brother forgot to flush the toilet.
Dude, I think we all know what that looks like. We didn't need a demonstration.
When my mom saw it, she called him over. "You are going to stand here and look at your poop," she said. She kept coming to check that he was really looking. My brother had to stare at his poop for 40 minutes.
Ew, he's gonna have a lot of fun explaining this to a therapist in 20 years.
Finally, my mom yelled from the kitchen, "Flush it!" And he did. Later that day, poor Craig told me, "No matter where I look, I still see my poop."
Imagine having a fear of poop. Look at them. They're so cute. How's that possible? They just want to be friends.
I laughed at the time, but looking back on it, I think it was pretty sad.
Dark.
Now, whenever I got a bad grade at school, he would make me call all our relatives and tell them what I got. He'd me the whole time. For example, he'd call my grandma and hand me the phone.
That's savage.
First, I'd say which class it was, and then the grade I got. He'd say, "Apologize to your grandmother for being a disgrace to the family."
A disgrace to the family? I can't tell which is worse. Staring your poop for 40 minutes or calling all your relatives to say you're the disgrace of the family. Let me know what you guys are thinking, because I think I'd rather call my relatives.
This was more upsetting for my grandmother than for me.
She's crying. Okay, I take it back. Grandma looks shook. Poop it is, y'all. Poop it is.
Normal parents usually tell their kids, "You can't leave your room today."
Yes.
With us, it was, "You can't come down from the apple tree today."
This is abuse. I'm calling child services.
We had to climb a tree and stay there for hours as punishment.
On the bright side, at least you got something to eat. The move is, okay, let's hear me out. You get in trouble after the kitchen closes. Big galaxy brain moves.
I realized that sharing was a sort of therapy for me. I felt better when I talked to my friends.
That is what therapy is.
Some things I couldn't tell them. I'd gone through such terrible things that I was worried they would judge me, even though none of it was my fault.
If they're real friends, they won't judge you.
I decided to create a YouTube channel. I wasn't going to show my face or tell anyone about it.
Great disguise. No one will ever suspect you. See? Who could I be?
That way, I would be able to share everything anonymously. Where do you think I shot my first video? Sitting in the apple tree.
Oh man, really? I feel like that's not the best place to record. Like, how many kids have apple trees? Your brother's gonna find out for sure.
I set up the phone's camera so it would only show the apples. I pressed record and started talking about this apple tree's role in my...
Girl, you forgot the disguise.
Then I uploaded the 1.5 hour video to my YouTube channel.
I'm glad this is therapeutic for her.
Girl in the tree. That night, I felt completely relaxed and slept like a baby. The volcano inside me now had an outlet. After the first 10 days, the amount of views on my video started to go up. I remember the first comment very
She's
clearly.
gonna get caught.
Did you really experience this? Or are you just making things up? I got a second comment, which said, please show us your face. I continued uploading 2 videos per week. I got over 1,000 subscribers. The 7 videos I uploaded had a total of 9,000 views. As my emotional scars were being healed, something really unexpected happened.
I feel like it's not gonna be that unexpected.
My brother accidentally came across my channel.
How did you not foresee this? That was the first thing I thought of.
Craig's dream was to be a YouTuber, and he thought that I made this channel to become one as well. He was so happy when he saw the number of views and subs. He was proud of me and immediately went to show our mom.
Craig, are you an idiot?
When I came home, my parents were livid. Craig realized what he had done, but it was too late.
Oh man, so they both stupid.
How dare you talk about our private lives online? My dad said, I didn't expect this from you. We've given you everything, and you stab us in the back. But the thing is, I hadn't exposed anyone. I had only told things from my perspective without saying anything bad about my mom or dad.
Okay.
I just described what happened, and since it was my experience, I had the right to talk about it.
That's not too bad. But also, it's not that hard for people to figure it out, since she did film beside the apple tree that probably nobody else has on that street.
I heard them have a heated discussion.
Heated discussion or intense growling. That's how they argue in this family.
3 hours went by. I was getting ready for bed when my mom called me.
I mean, I'm scared.
My dad said, there is no way we can forgive you. We worked so hard to raise you, and this is what we get in return. No punishment would be enough for what you've done. So your mom and I have made a really tough decision. We are disowning you.
Disowning? Well, that's aggressive. That's dramatic. Also, how old is she? She's gonna kick her out?
We can't possibly call you our daughter after this. Disowning? I was completely shocked. I kept listening, but it was like I was living in a dream. I looked at my mom, who was in tears, looking down. I wanted her to say something, so I said, Mom? But she didn't look at me. I knew how stubborn they are, and that arguing with them would be pointless. I've never seen my dad change his mind about anything. I didn't deserve this, but there was nothing I could do.
Yeah, they're being like very intense.
I didn't want them to see me as weak.
You're like 13. I think you're allowed to show weakness.
Since you're disowning me, I guess you don't want me staying in this house anymore. My dad nodded. We're giving you a week to find yourself a place to stay.
I mean, at least they give him some time to find a place.
Disappointment, but wasn't this reaction a bit over the top? Disowning and even throwing me out of the house? They had 2 children, but it looks like they were okay with losing one.
What is this scene? This girl really knows how to dramatize things that happened to her. She actually would make a great YouTuber. I think she's gonna be just fine. Also, this is dark. Look how happy they are.
Was their inability to be compassionate towards us.
Your mom was literally crying. Why are you lying?
Of course, I went to my grandmother. My parents probably knew that's what I would end up doing. Even though my dad is my grandmother's favorite son, she criticizes him all the time. When she found out what happened, she called him over. Fiona is just a kid. How can you throw her out of the house?
You tell him, Grandma.
I am disowning you too.
Oh, plot twist. Grandma just pulled reverse Uno.
My dad listened without saying anything, and he just left.
Sounds like this is what he wanted all along. Looks like Dad wins.
I wish they had kicked me out earlier because I feel so good here. Craig stays over a lot. He says that my mom cries all the time because she misses me. I'd go see her right away if she called, but I don't think I'll ever live in that house again. I was really sad about having to delete my channel, but then I stopped caring because it had served its purpose.
You don't get one of those for 1,000 subscribers. Is this like a participation trophy? Anyways, guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. I love you all so much. Stay awesome, stay sweet, and don't forget me, Ashler. Bye-bye!